Hello, Diablo here, and today I'm bringing you my transfer thoughts, so far of course, on the Premier League season. Some interesting movements. I haven't picked that many teams. I didn't want to make the video too long, I just want to make it bite-sized. The teams are Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, City, Newcastle, Everton and Manchester United. I just chose a few random teams really, some that I think have done really good business, some that I think haven't done great business, and some that I think are in a world of trouble, to be honest. So we're going to start with Newcastle. I'm going to say they've done some good business. Botman, I think that's a good signing. I think he'll be a good player for them. He's young, age on his side, which is perfect. Is it a high fee in this market, in this day and age? 30 odd million or 30 million quid plus bonuses or add-ons isn't that huge anymore, which is an astounding thing to say. Target, I think, was a bit of a no-brainer considering the season he had with them on loan. So I think he's a fantastic signing. But for me, the best signing they've made so far has to be Pope. I think he's absolutely fantastic piece of business. Interestingly, though, they have got rid of 5 players. They haven't made any money, but they got the average age of those 5 players was 29, which is pretty good. I think that's really good, to be fair. They got the average age down, and they got some wages off the books. Next, Manchester United. Not really much movement in the transfer market. More huff and puff without any sort of substantial signing. I mean, Martinez, fantastic piece of business in my opinion. Eriksen, I was quite surprised he actually chose United over Brentford, but I think his relationship with ETH was a part of that. Malacia, a good young player, potentially a good young player, but my standout for Manchester United has to be Martinez. I think he'll be a fantastic centre-back. Even though he's 5'9", he won more aerial battles in the Eredivisie than Harry Maguire, which is probably not that difficult. So Everton. This is the worst one out of the lot. Everton. They've made nearly 60 million on transfers. They got rid of an average age of 28 across 9 players. But they've bought in Tarkowski. Now, I'm not having a pop at Tarkowski because I think he's a fantastic centre-back. When you look at his stats, he really is a fantastic centre-back. He is 29 though, so he's only got a few years, maybe 2, maybe 3 years max at this level still, in my opinion. He's the only player I could really choose. And I've got to say, Everton are in a world of trouble. Massively in a world of trouble. So next up has to be Manchester City. And they've done some great business. I can't say enough about them getting hold of Calvin Phillips. I rate him highly. I think he's a fantastic CDM. I was going to say centre-back. I was thinking of CDM. I was thinking of Rodri at the same time. I mean, I think you could actually make a case for playing both of those players. Rodri as a sitter, or perhaps Calvin as the sitter, and then obviously have one of them push forward. But I think it's a great piece of business. Also, the young Argentinian, I think, Uruguayan, I think it's a great piece of business. But obviously, the standout has to be Haaland. He's just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and not much more needs to be said about him, to be honest. Though, interestingly, City have made 143 million on transfers, got rid of an average age of 25 and sold 10 players, or got rid of 10 players. Anyway, let's move on to Chelsea. Chelsea, some good business here. Look, Conor Gallagher, I'm going to say it's like a new signing. He had a great season at Palace, a really, really good season at Palace. I think he's got that ability to step up and do a job at Chelsea. Kabali, great signing. I like him as a centre-back, I really do, but the standout for me has to be Sterling. A man once said, you have to tell me if you know who this man is. A man once said he would never sell a player to a club in the same league if he knew that they would do damage to him. City selling Sterling to Chelsea, to me, is like selling damage to another team, because he will damage Man City. He will damage Man City. Next up, we have Spurs. Now, okay, so Basuma I think is a great acquisition. I think Perisic is a great acquisition. I think Lenglet is a great acquisition. Spence, we all know that Conte's not impressed. Richarlison, a £60 million rotational substitute. I'm not really sure about Richarlison full stop, but my standout has to be Lenglet. I like this man as a centre-back. I think he's a fantastic ball-playing centre-back. I really liked him at Barcelona. Obviously, he's suffering from Barcelona having no money but still being able to spend as much as they want on people and not paying wages. But there you go. So, lastly, we're going to do Arsenal. I've got to say, Arsenal have done some interesting business. 2 players from Manchester City, Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus. The Vieira lad, I think he's quite good. Marquinhos, I think he's quite good. I think Arsenal are doing some really good business. I have to say, Arsenal are doing some really good business. Like Tottenham, they've done some good business in the transfer window, but my standout has to be Jesus. If any of you are doing the FPL, this man is going to win you some points. He's going to score some points. And I think he's going to do Arsenal a lot of good. I really, really do think this is a fantastic acquisition. And again, it comes back to the fact, why Man City selling players who I potentially think they can damage them? I mean, Sterling at Chelsea, Shevchenko and Jesus at Arsenal. I'm not sure what's going on with Pep. Perhaps he knows more than what I do. I don't doubt it. He's probably, the world number 1, world number 2, world number 3 manager on the planet. So I have no doubt about it that he knows more than me. But I just don't think I would have sold him. I think he's got so much more to offer, and City never gave him a full chance to flourish. And obviously with Haaland coming in, he was never going to get that true chance, I don't think, which is a great shame because I think he's a phenomenal player. But overall, out of those transfers, out of the teams I chose, which team do you think done the best business? Which team do you think's done the worst business? Which team do you think desperately needs to do business? And I'll be honest with you, I think this is quite an easy one. The best business is for me personally between Tottenham and Arsenal. I think Conte's done some great business. I know he doesn't want that Spence, but it is what it is. I think when you look past that, when you look at what you look what Arsenal have bought in, what you look at Tottenham have bought in, that's good business. We can then look at Newcastle. I think they've done some good business. I know they're having problems at the moment where people want them to pay more money, but when you've got money, you're going to have to pay more money. That's just a fact of life. I think Chelsea are doing some good business. They do need a striker. When you spend 100 million quid on Romelu Lukaku, you don't change the way you play to suit his ability. There's always going to be an issue, and they haven't filled that spot. They need to fill that spot to have what I would call a decent transfer window. Manchester United, as I said, all huff and puff. They're not doing great business. I'm not going to say good business because I like that Martinez is a good player. I think Eriksen's a good player, can do a job. I'm looking forward to seeing that young Dutch fullback Malacia. I think he'd do a great job. Obviously, Dumfries could be on the brink of coming in if they can get rid of Wan-Bissaka. But the club I fear is in the most trouble is Everton. And if they don't sign some decent players or get some decent bodies in, even on loan, I'm sorry, but I think they could truly be going down. I mean, I know there's a long time to go. I'm recording this on the 26th of July in the evening. So there is plenty of time. By the time I release this, roughly 3rd of August, just before the season starts, I'm thinking I'm releasing this. So there could be a lot more transfers, which is totally and utterly fine. And of course, when the transfer window is shut, I will definitely be doing a video to do a wrap up on what I think of all the transfers, who's done the best business, which then hopefully will coincide because I'm going to do a league prediction. Yes, a league table prediction. Oh, I love doing these. League table prediction. That's going to come out just before the season starts as well. So we can see how fantastically rubbish I am at predicting anything to do with football. At the end of the season, we'll tie up the points because there is a point system, but I'll explain it in that video. Perhaps you can play along. But that's it. That's enough. I don't want to ramble. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And as normal, until next time.